Hello, YouTube land. This is Brent and Son coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. And before we get started, if anyone wants to contribute, they can go to a PayPal Me link in the description. And it's kind of important to help your favorite shows out these days because YouTube just does not pay like they used to pay. And I'm disabled, and where I make some money, I wouldn't be able to get disability. So I'd appreciate any contributions if you can. If you can't, I understand that too. I would have a hard time giving any. But anyway, I've got a guest today that's got some Bigfoot stories, and I'll let him introduce himself. Tony, if you would, man, introduce yourself and tell where you're from, if you would.
Yeah. My name's Tony, and I'm in West Virginia, and Buchanan, West Virginia, and I had some Bigfoot sightings and would like to share with you all.
All right, man. That sounds good to me. What do you do for a living, man?
I'm disabled, just like
you're about like me then.
You are.
Got some issues, man, from all the years of the hard work.
Yeah. I've had two open heart surgeries.
Oh goodness, yeah. I can relate to heart issues too, man. I had one myself.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's just, I guess, get into your stories and start with the first encounter, and we'll work our way through them.
All righty. Well, the first incident, I was talking to a friend on the telephone, and I was walking back and forth through the house talking, and I went into the bedroom and happened to look out the window and started to look away, and something caught my eye, and it run through there, and it was a Bigfoot. It went through fast, but not fast enough because I saw him. And he was just in between me and the neighbor's house, and he might have been chasing some deer or something like that, but anyhow, I got a chance to see him, and then I had the authorities up here investigating and everything. I even drew them a picture and dropped it off to them, and they were happy to get that put on file. And
who did you have investigating?
The law enforcement. They come up looking around.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What did they think about it? Did you tell them it was a Bigfoot or what?
Yeah, I told them that it was a Bigfoot that I saw. And
they actually came out and investigated. Wow. That's
pretty
cool.
Yeah, they believe in that around here because they watch all these videos and stuff like that, and they know what's fake and what's not, and what's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool though.
But anyway, then to get on with it, I thought that was amazing to see one of them things, to see a Bigfoot, because like you said in one of your videos, it is seeing is believing.
Right. Can you give us a description of what it looked like and how tall and stuff?
It was around 9 feet tall, maybe 9, 10 feet tall, and it had light brown hair. It was almost white. I would say that it was an older one. But anyway, he had long, lanky arms and sort of big like hands. And when he was sort of walking fast, and he, because I don't know if it was a he or she, walking real fast, and it was out of the yard in maybe 4 steps. It was gone. But anyhow, it had long, lanky arms, real hairy all over, and sort of like a cone-shaped head. And it didn't get to look at its face because it was running, walking or jogging or whatever sideways. But anyway, that's all I got to see was a side view, and it definitely does look like a human being covered up with hair, and all but I couldn't see the face, but I'm sure it was a lot different. But pretty much the body and everything was like a man's body, yes, and except the arms was longer and the legs was longer and more of a muscular look.
Right.
And
was it scary to you?
I didn't know what to think. It wasn't scary, but I didn't stick around in front of the window.
Right.
Even though he was gone, run through, I didn't go outside until the authorities got here, the police department, because, I know that sometimes they will attack but most of the time they'll run from you if they can.
Yeah, well, I mean, one I had, man, that thing came to me and grabbed a hold of me, but so most time, they flee. It's rare for them to come to you, and I mean, I guess that's why it scared me. Maybe if I had seen it go, before, and it didn't really scare me too much, but anyway, that's a pretty cool encounter there, man. So, being an older one, you must have a tribe around there.
Yeah, and also my neighbor had some accidents, or whatever you call it, prospects of a Bigfoot out on a road called Turkey Run Road, and I've talked to a lot of people about that around here, and they said yes, they are Bigfoots in that area, that they have seen tracks and that sort of thing. And my neighbor, he reads water meters and stuff around, and he come upon a tree that had three deer skulls placed in, and they were a lot higher than his head. I'd say he was about 6 foot. I would say another 4 foot above his head. But that was on the Turkey Run Road, and he shared that with me, and I thought that was something there because, Bigfoots have been known to do that, like marking their territory with them deer skulls or hunting ground or something like that.
Right. Well, so that's your first encounter.
Yeah, that's my first one.
Okay.
And my second one, I was driving home from the cannon, and it was about, let's say 1:30 in the morning, and something caught my eye, something run across the road in front of me, and before it got out of the headlight range, I saw it. It was about a 5-foot tall Bigfoot, and this one was pure, like a black color, a real dark brown looking color, almost black, and it was about 5 feet tall, about my height, and it ran across the road and up an old gas well road, and that's all I seen of that one. But anyhow, I called the police department on that one too, and they come out and they went down an old gas well road close to my home, and they were looking around. I don't know if they saw anything or not, but anyhow, I told them, and they did come out and look around. But you know how the police departments are. If they saw something, they're not going to tell anybody.
Right.
But anyhow,
it's cool that they even come out though. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the other encounter, it's be a third one for them Bigfoots. Is neighbor talked me into doing that howl sound that they make, and I done that one night, and one answered me, and it wasn't too far away from me. I'd say about a half a mile away. That was pretty close. But anyhow, I done that 3 times, and he answered me all 3 times. And the neighbor called me after I done it, and he told me he thought he heard 2 of them. And I said, I only heard the one. And he said it sounded like one, like in front of his house, but further off. Like there's another road down below me called Sago Road, and he thought it came from in that direction. I told him, I said, I didn't hear that one. I said, but I sure heard that one that was real close by. And I told him, I said, cold chill shot at my back, and he said, oh, I bet you did. And I thought that was pretty neat to have a Bigfoot to answer back and to be able to hear the vocalizations of one of them. And you know, it's a frightening sound, I can tell you that. It's not an ordinary sound, and you know, it's not an everyday thing. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. But I haven't done that for a while, but I'm sure he's still around.
Right.
Then I not getting offered a Bigfoot thing or anything. Well, we can do that one later.
No,
But
go
anyhow,
ahead, man. What were you talking about?
One night I was sitting on my couch in front of my window, and I sitting there, and all of a sudden, the room got real bright with lights, and I thought it was, when you see a light like that, you're all the time you look to see is someone coming or something like that. Who is it? You know what I mean? But anyhow, I looked out the window, and it was a spaceship. It was a triangular shape that had 3 lights in each corner. Like, I think I watched one of your other videos that had one of them in it, and it was exactly like that.
Wow.
And
how close was it?
it was really close. I bet you it wasn't 20 feet from my window, and I could see it, and it was big.
Dang. That's pretty cool,
And,
man. Sorry about the
and,
sirens,
you know,
folks. I live on a busy street, and this microphone is sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, did that
well.
freak you out? I mean, shoot fire, they landing in my yard, man. I'd be thinking, dang, I hope they ain't coming to take me.
Yeah, I'll sleep with one eye open that night.
Yeah, I bet, man. Golly. I mean, out of all the places to land, you land in somebody's yard. My goodness.
Yeah, well, I like to help people and stuff like that, but, with them, I don't mind them flying by or something like that, but don't scare me to death like that.
Right.
But
I mean, sometimes people get taken and they don't even remember it,
Yeah, and I might have, and I just don't remember a thing about it. They might have done it that night, and I don't remember nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, because that is really strange that one would land in your, yard like that close.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it could come hover by my window and then kind of tilt up and shine all them lights in my house. Now that was really something else. I mean, it was that all 3 of them lights was about as bright as the sun. I tell you, they were bright.
Yeah.
But anyhow, after that, a few weeks went by, and I seen another spaceship. It was across the valley from me, and of course I can see a long ways where I'm at. And I seen this light over there, and I looked through at the binoculars, and it had the red, blue, and green, and yellow, all different kinds of lights, and they were blinking on and off. I couldn't tell the shape of the object, but I could see them lights. And to my knowledge, I think it was round. But anyhow, I had the state police come up here and to look at that one. But they took too long getting here, and it was gone before they even got here. But anyhow, it disappeared just that quick. I was watching it, then all of a sudden, bam, it's gone. But anyhow, I know there's aliens out there, and some people don't believe in them, but that made a believer out of me. But there is life beyond Earth that mankind has not discovered yet, and we're all God's creation, and I believe those aliens are God's creation too, and He put them here for us to try to discover what they are and what they're doing here. And there's other planets with life on it that we just haven't discovered yet. But anyhow, but anyway, there is absolutely other galaxies, and I believe in that. And I think they just stumbled across us, and like us wondering about them, they're wondering about us too.
Yeah.
Like if we get one of them, we do experiments and find out this and that about them. Well, they're the same way with us. They get one of us and they do experiments with us.
Yeah. We all like to experiment, don't we? Anyway, let's move on to your next Bigfoot encounter.
Yeah. Yeah, I was when I was I believe 14 or something like that. My parents had just built a house, and we was just getting things together, and the wooded area about about 1 o'clock, something like that in the morning. But anyway, they smelled this real foul smell, and I had got up to go to the restroom, and I smelled that smell too, but I never thought nothing of it. And I thought, well, it must be somebody must have some pigs or something nearby or something. But nobody in the area had pigs, and Mom said that she heard something run up in the woods, and of course it was in the summertime and hot outside, so left the windows open, let cool air through. But anyhow, she said, I heard something run up there, she told Dad. And Dad had one of those automatic pistols, and he went to the back door, and of course there ain't no houses up in there where he was going on fire at. He just went to there, bang, 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 and he said, there, he said, it ain't there no more. But anyhow, I'm pretty sure that was one of these Bigfoots too, because it had a real strong smell that it didn't seem right. It didn't smell like any smell that I'd smelled before. And, it was more harsh than a bear smell. And a bear smell is pretty bad, but that smell that I smelled took the cake. But anyhow, didn't see anything there or didn't hear anything but it taken off in the woods. But I'm pretty sure that was a Bigfoot too. And I just hadn't seen any or nothing like that. And wasn't, well, being a kid, you're not looking for things like that. You're outside, you're having fun doing this and that.
Right.
But anyhow, I went back below my parents' house, and I had a four-wheeler at that time, and I crossed the creek, and I was hunting up in there across the river, or creek, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, and when I got off the four-wheeler and went sitting on a log, and out from me there was this thicket, and I could hear something walking, but I couldn't really tell what it was, and the wind wasn't blowing my way because I was deer hunting, and I didn't want to move or anything because didn't want to scare anything away. But anyhow, how you're sitting in the woods, then all of a sudden you get this feeling that something's watching you, but you don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's pretty common, actually. A lot of people say that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and the hair stood up on the back of my neck, and then I just got up and left. I didn't never see anything, but I still, to this day, I still have that feeling that something was definitely there that I did not see. And I'm sure that whatever Mom smelled, and I'm pretty sure it was a Bigfoot, because I know now that they're in the area, and back then nobody really thought about anything like that. But anyhow, I do know that they're around, and I know for a fact that more than likely one of them was watching me when I was up there hunting, and they were hiding. Like people says that they saw a Bigfoot peek out behind a big tree and stuff like that. But I'm sure that he was watching me, and I just couldn't detect where it was coming from. But anyhow, yeah, I looked all around, and I did not see anything. But when I got them cold, that hair stood up on the back of my neck, I thought, well, I'm done hunting for today.
Right.
But anyway, you would have left too, I know.
Yeah, I mean, there ain't going to be any deer around anyway when they're around.
No, and I didn't, and, at that time I didn't see a squirrel, chipmunk, or nothing.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. Even the crickets stop creaking,
Yeah, I
guess everything gets that feeling when they come around for some reasons. When even the insects stop, or something. There's a feeling in there.
Yeah, them things stink so bad I don't think flies like them.
Right.
But anyhow, that's about the the size of my story, and but I will say that that the Turkey Run Road would be a good prospect spot to be searching.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like it. You know, maybe one of these days I can come up here and take the thermals and stuff and go look for them in nighttime.
Yeah, I'd like to see one again, because you know it's really amazing. It's not so much scary. It's just, you know, when they catch you by surprise, you know, it's sort of like, did I see what I just saw?
Right. I mean, I always believed in them, but when you have an encounter, you know, then, you know, it's kind of a little bit different, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess I always believed in them because my sister had saw one when I was a kid. Her and my stepmom went somewhere in Ohio, and so I always believed it, you know. And then, you know, the Patterson-Gimlin stuff, that, to me, that looks real, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if they were around everywhere like that. That was later when I figured that out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they travel. I think I watched a thing on there that they travel the Appalachian Mountains from place to place. When the food is scarce, when the animals are thinned out in that area, that they move on to another place where prey is easier to get.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have to have so much food that they would have to, you know, migrate, and, you know, in a fairly decent sized territory, especially if they got a family group. I mean, they couldn't eat off of a couple acres, you know, or 10 acres, or they would have to make a circuit.
Yeah, and between 4 or 5 of them together, they could probably eat up 4 or 5 deer.
Yeah. If the grocery bill be high, well, you know. I mean, even when I had my kids living here, the grocery bill was up there. Couldn't imagine feeding a whole tribe of Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. They better take it easy on their food supply, because, you know, I don't think they can go to DHHR and apply for food stamps.
Yeah. Well, I think they do manage their food supply, because I remember down at Dale Hollow where I had my encounter, the Sasquatch seemed to stay on. There was like a series of 3 or 4, I think it was 3 or 4, I'm not sure exactly how many, it might have been 5, islands that were kind of close together, and I would see deer on one of the islands, and then I would have the Bigfoot encounters on the other, and I think they was basically herding the deer down to one island, and basically the deer was like going from one island to the other too, though, but I think they were managing their food supply down at one end of that little chain, and they were living on the other, and when they wanted something to eat, they would go down there and get something, but I mean, if they eat up everything, that would be a bad thing. So that's what it seemed like to me. I mean, I can't prove it, but that's what I thought when I saw the deer down at one end, because there seemed to be nothing on the island I was on. No squirrels, no. I mean, I never saw any wildlife on that one. Well, other than a snake. I saw a snake one time.
Just the other night, I forgot to tell you this one almost. The other night, I was in bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. I heard this funk pull inside the house, and yet, to this day, I don't know what that was. Maybe it's Bigfoot coming back. He was trying to get me to look out the window again.
Wow. I mean, that's a common thing, that thumping on the house, isn't it?
Yeah. And, I almost forgot about that one. I was making a ham sandwich, and in the kitchen, and I was getting my sandwich together and getting cheese on it and stuff like that, mayonnaise, whatever, and happened to glance up and see this ugly looking face looking in the window. and I knew what it was, but I wasn't going to let him know that I saw him, and I was trying to get a good look at him, but, being dark outside, it's hard to picture a clear face look, you know what I mean? But anyway, he did have some awfully big, like, I don't know, the lips sort of look like sort of like ours, but sort of a monkey looking look. But it was, they were out there. You could tell that they were lips, but that's all I seen in them great big eyes looking at me. But anyhow, I guess he wanted the ham sandwich too, but he wouldn't get no handout from me.
Yeah, hear that, man.
But anyhow, that's all my story. So,
all right. Well, I appreciate you sharing, man. And if you have any more, holler back at me.
Yeah, you done stopped recording, didn't you?
No,
not yet.
No.
Whenever you're able to make it up this way, well, you got my number. Just hang on to it and give me a call, and we'll see about getting together and going out there and taking a look around.
All right. What time of the year do you mainly see them? Is there any seasonal thing, or are they pretty much around all the time?
These guys that told me that where they see them out on Turkey Run Road about any time of the year that they see footprints and smell them and stuff like that.
Okay, so they're pretty much just staying in the area.
Yeah, so they're just, they have to wander around during the summer because you know they have to eat and go from place to place to take care of themselves, because if they didn't, they'd be gnawing on a tree, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And maybe out there on Turkey Run Road, maybe we can find some more signs of Bigfoot too. Not only the tracks, but we might be able to see where they build a lean-to or something like that. That's what I call them.
Right.
Native American type deal things. That's what they build.
Right.
But anyhow, maybe we can find some of that, some more signs for
like tree structures and stuff, and leaners and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definite prospects. You know what I mean there.
Yeah, man, that sounds great to me, man. Well, and I appreciate you sharing, and I'll holler at you when I get things together to maybe come up there, and be kind of fun to get out and do something like that.
Yeah, I would enjoy having you as company too.
All right. All right. Well, everybody out there in YouTube land, I hope you enjoyed that, and leave a comment, and everybody say thank you if you would, and if you appreciate it, and God bless you, and I guess we'll see you on the next video.